新冠疫情爆发以来呢，对很多的留学生，还有呢留学生或者是在美华人的父母呢，造成了比较大的影响。有很多人呢是滞留在美国，那么这些人在美国应该怎么维持他们的合法身份呢？今天我就来连线一位知名的美国律师以及我的好朋友钟丽。What advice would you give to Chinese nationals in the United States?
Well, at this point in time, it's very important to stay in status, to talk to your DSO, your designated student officer, to make sure that you're currently in the CVIS system, and to be in touch with your DSO because things change from day to day.
我在美国朋友的父母持 B1 和 B2 签证来探亲，他们的签证很快就要过期了，现在几乎没有回中国的航班，他们可以很容易的在美国续签吗？这个程序有多快？
Well, there's two issues. There's the visa and the status. Your visa will not expire if you're here. The visa is simply the way to get in the States. What we're really talking about is the I-94 status. So the visa will not expire. It's the status. So what you can always do is go online to check out, there's a website, I-94 status, to see exactly when your status expires. So if you have to file an extension of your status, and they have to receive it prior to the expiration of your status. That's what's important.
Okay.
To usually do that, you've got to have a good reason to stay here. They want to make sure you have the ability to support yourself while you're here and that you have ties back home. So generally what we do is we make sure we have a copy of the person's title or lease to their home back in their home country, with a copy of a recent utility bill and tax bill, and if they're living at their parents' home, a copy of the individual's birth certificate with a certified English translation, and a letter from the parent confirming the child lives with them on a permanent basis. So the bottom line in extending somebody's status is, number one, prove you have a home to go back to. Number two, prove that you could support yourself in the States. And number three, give a reason.
Okay. Would it be an issue that, the processes take so long right now? So by the time their status ends, they may still haven't heard back from the immigration office.
And that's perfectly fine, because as long as you get your Form I-539 extension of status application in, your stay is you're automatically valid in the States. So you have nothing to worry about.
有人问，如果父母来美国已经待了1年，他们还可以申请签证延期吗？
Well, it's usually difficult. Usually they'll give you one extension. Before, people used to do extensions. If the parents have been here, I guess they've already extended it one time.
Right, yes.
Immigration is going to give them a very hard time for extending it again. However, what is the reason? The question is, what's the reason for them staying here? They can't get back because there's no flights? Well, that's a good reason to extend it. Once again, as long as you file your application to extend your status, you're not accruing any unlawful presence as long as they receive it before it expires. And what happens if it's denied? Well, if it's denied, you can go home.
For those people who extended their visa, they are concerned if this is going to affect their future application. Do you think so?
It could and could not. I mean, everybody's going to be understanding that you can't leave the United States during COVID-19. Now, if they've been here for a year already, every time you enter the States, even with a multiple entry visa, the officer could say, are you really coming to visit? Because the last time you visited, you stayed here for a year. And you went back for 2 weeks. What is your intent? To live here or to visit? They're going to take more of a common sense approach.
如果想转换签证类别，申请人需要回中国吗？还是可以在美国转换身份？
No,
Can they do it here?
They're not changing their visa. They're changing their status. But you don't have to leave the country. As long as you get your I-539 application for change or extension of status, you don't have to leave the country.
Okay, so like J1 to F1 or B1 to F1.
Don't have to leave the country.
Okay.
As long as the CVIS system is updated. Okay. So if you're going from one school to another, you're allowed to do that. So it's the same thing, for example, summer break. Even if you're not going to school in the summer, you're allowed to have that summer break until your next program of study begins. The important thing is to keep you current in the CVIS system.
So one of the students asked that I am going to enroll as F1 student this fall. I know that F1 visa will be activated until I enter the US. If universities are still in online classes in September, should I enter the United States? Or if this fall US government still allow F1 holders to enter, or or maybe there's no flight to enter physically, how what should students do?
Well, there's a couple of options. Number one, they could defer their admission.
Okay.
So the designated student official, the DSO, can defer their admission. It's not a problem. Or if they do want to start studies, the problem is entering the United States. If you can't enter the States to enact your status, I would just defer admission.
如果在中国上网课登录不了外国学校授课的网站怎么办？还能保持 F1 学生身份吗？
Well, at this point in time, that's a serious problem because of the overseas limitations on the internet. I would once again check with the designated student, the DSO, see what they can do for them, because the DSO basically is the one who certifies whether they're going to be attending full-time classes. Now, if you're not attending full-time classes for a period of more than 5 months, the school will have to issue a brand new I-20.
现在从高中毕业升大学的学生，您建议他们回中国还是留在美国？
Stay here, enjoy yourself. If you want to go back home, that's perfectly fine. If you do go back home, you're going to have to make sure you have an F1 visa in your passport to return to the United States.
高中时期的 F1 签证还可以在大学继续使用吗？
Absolutely. Just make sure the DSO in the high school communicates with the DSO in the college. You don't have to leave. There's a bridge. Well, if they have to leave the country and their F1 visa, not the status, the visa and the passport expires, they'll need a new visa to come back in.
Yes.
持有绿卡的人如果离开美国6个月，现在无法返回美国，绿卡会被取消吗？
Well, the rule is generally 1 year. If you're outside the United States for 1 year, then you can lose your green card. So 6 months, you're still okay.
非常谢谢泡泡重力今天与我们的分享。那么我最大的一点收获呢，就是知道了美国的这个签证日期和你的合法身份日期呢，其实是完全不同的。那么最终决定你是否能够在美国合法留下来的是 I-94上面的一个时间。而即使你在美国签证日期过期了，也不用慌张，因为呢，你完完全全可以在美国继续延期或者呢转换你的合法身份。希望今天泡的答案呢对大家有所帮助。我们下期再会，拜拜。